Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Justin M. Frank, and I am very excited to be showing some stuff off to you today. This is the entire collection, the Reveal 2.0. My collection at the moment. I'm very proud of it. I hope you like it. Let's start with the fixed blade in the collection. This is a Benchmade model 119. It is a beast of a blade coming in 154 cm. Has a solid steel back strap that goes all the way through the handle with a hilt on the other side. That's also great for doing some damage, giving someone a good bop on the head. All in all, this is a great woods knife, great sharpening tool, and you really can choke up on it well. And I would highly recommend this knife. Next, let's skip this one for now because it's too special. Let's go to the Griptilian. Nothing too special here, but I have a Griptilian S30V steel with a serrated edge in desert tan. Beautiful knife, something that I started with in my collection and something that I believe everyone should own. Having that access lock right there is great and something that everyone should have in their collection. Next knife is a equally iconic, you could argue, if not more iconic knife, and it is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, and it is in the let me read the steel, the S110V steel. So this is a more premium run of the knife. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway, it's the more premium steel. You can see the initials on the back of the blade by the designer, and just a really nice, really well-designed blade, and revered by many for a long time, and it drops shut beautifully. And that's why people have come up with, or Spyderco rather has come up with, the Paramilitary 3. I zombified mine a little bit with the green backspacer and the green screws and stuff to make it look a little bit more badass, but this is the S30V edition of it. And I'm sorry if I've been speaking a little low, I have a bit of a cold, but yeah, this is the S30V edition of it. I will change that in post editing. And same knife, just a little bit smaller, 2.9 inch blade, I believe. Here, let's measure it real quick. What we got here? Yes, it's about 2.9 inch blade. So another great knife to have in the collection. Next, let's move on quickly to the ZT0308 or 30-08, the beast of a knife with the titanium on this side and the G10 on this side, plus that iconic hole that you see through. I personally love, and this fucking massive pivot. Great knife, highly recommend. I'm going to keep moving on a little quicker, but let me just say the Z10 on this knife and the action is unbelievable considering the size, and I highly recommend it. Really, any of these knives I recommend, but that one especially, you can't go wrong with. Then we got the ZT 0462 Dmitry Sekovich design, really nice. 20 CV steel, and this knife's coins with 20 CV steel as well. Sorry if I didn't say that earlier, but yeah, titanium on the side, really nice. Just a ZT like pocket clip, really simple, really elegant design, and then if I don't cut myself with that false shut close, very nice. This is a recent one I added to the collection just because I wanted something different, and if I hadn't heard of, and if I didn't have, and it was a little cheaper. I think it was like 85 bucks or 75 bucks or 80 bucks, something like that. It's a CIVIVI Nadder or something, Nadder or something, I think. But it is a nice knife. It is in 690 steel, I believe, with Microtech, I believe is how you say it, handles, ball bearing actions, flipper studs, and yeah, of course a regular flipper, and a nice little budget knife. Next we have the ZT0405. Classic flipper, carbon fiber with the black titanium back, beautiful knife, S35V, so a little bit more chip resistant than its S30V counterpart, but all of these knives are premium steels, and I can't complain with any of them. Real quick too, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, here's the sheath of that big boy from the beginning. Next knife we're going to talk about is the Microtech Hawk. This is a bad bitch. This is a 25th anniversary edition, and if I can get it to show, it is number 300. 11 ever produced. So it's the first 1,000 made of the 25th edition of a beautiful, beautiful knife that signifies the history of the company. And if you can't see the kick, I'm gonna hold on to it, but not too hard. But I mean, if I didn't hold on to it that hard, it would have came flying out of my hands. I mean, this thing is a beast. And for the size of the blade with such a beautiful design, I mean, can't get wrong with this bad boy right here. One of my favorite, if not my favorite autos that I own. Speaking of autos, let's go up to the little one right here. I have the Benchmade Impel Leech. And I believe it has my initials engraved on it, JMF. And this Impel Leech is a great gentleman's knife. It's one of my first gentleman's knives from Benchmade in this size category. And yes, while it is expensive, it made me realize that small things don't necessarily cost less. The R&D that goes into the production, the overhead, really costs the same. And just because there's less materials doesn't mean something should cost less. And this knife kind of really was the first one to show that to me. Next, let's go to the new edition of a classic favorite. Let's see with that purple back strap, but the Osborne 940 with a custom carbon fiber pocket clip I have installed on here. Beautiful, just silver finish, and love this knife. New take on a old classic, and I was missing a 940 in the collection, so I figured, hey, let's go with something new. Next, let's look at the ZT0022. This is a badass knife, a small little workhorse. It gets shit done, this knife. It really does, and I recommend it. It really flips open nicely too. The KVT ball bearing system that ZT deploys in this knife is really nice, and on the other side you get a titanium finish that's nice as well. So really nice. It's small, out of the way, but workhorse knife. Next, we get out of the way workhorse knives. Let's talk about the Microtech UTX 70 with one side serrated and one side not. This is a badass knife. This knife is probably one of the best working out the front knives. If you honestly want just a utility out the front knife, this might be the knife for you. I'm not gonna lie. This thing gets shit done, and it is strong. It is surprisingly strong. Next, I guess let's finish off OTFs real quick with the, well, actually, there's one more after this, but we'll continue down the line of OTFs with the Benchmade Peyton or Phaeton, it depends how you want to say it, an S30V steel, and this was an S30V as well. This was in 20 CV, I'm sorry for not saying. This is an S30V, this is S30V, this is M390, this right here is M390. But this, anyway, let's continue. This is S30V. Beautiful action. Probably the best or my favorite action that I have on any of my OTFs. And I really like this knife a lot. I can't say enough good things about it, but I know I say that about all of them. Next is the Infidel from Benchmade, the 3300 in D2 steel. I have installed some blue screws in it because I like the color. This thing is reliable, it is sharp, it gets the job done, and it's a badass weapon or knife, whatever you want to consider it. But hey, it's a badass OTF. Moving on to the Benchmade Ale, something completely different, or Alier, depending on how you want to pronounce it. It is a short blade, a 1.6 inch blade, the shortest blade in the Benchmade lineup. I also use it as a money clip. It is a collaboration with French designers, I forget their name, but it does feature a bottle opener right here that could be used as a glass breaker, and a screwdriver slash micro bit slash pry tool right here with a beautiful G10 finish. So really great multi-tool coming in from Benchmade right here. Next, let's look at probably one of my favorite knives on the table, if not my favorite, besides the Model 85, and this is the 756 Pocket Rocket. This is one of those knives that you just have to hold to feel and understand its value. But I want to go ahead and stand up so you can kind of see this blade a little bit better, get a close-up view, see the titanium the way it locks up, the way it's finished with the back spacers, that is the first 100 made ever. And all that just comes together for making it one of my favorite. And it's challenging to flip. It's a push button, and when you get it, it's great, but it is a push button, so you have to do it a little bit differently. So one of my favorite knives on the table. Top 3, between 1, 2, and 3 right here. All right, next, speaking of number 2, let's talk about the Morpho 32, my first ever Benchmade, and a bad bitch of a knife. This knife is OG as fuck. I've got offers for ridiculous amounts for it, but it's staying in the collection. It's all me. It's Benchmade. It's got that original butterfly logo. Yeah, that different shit. So yeah, let's keep it moving though, because I'm running out of time here. Got things I gotta do. So let's put that to the side. So we've seen all of these, right, guys? So the only one that we have not seen today is the Benchmade 85. Yeah, so let's have the grand finale, and thank you for staying with me and watching this. But this is the 85. Gotta be a little more careful with the opening. Sorry, it's a bigger knife, but yeah, this thing is a beast, and I'll show you that again, that original Balisong logo instead of Benchmade on there, like something like this, per se. You know, Benchmade Balisong. Show you the difference between a new Benchmade and a Balisong. With this billeted titanium is unbelievably well constructed, and the craftsmanship that goes into it seriously justifies the price. And then just listen to the sound when this thing locks up. Does that just sound like money? Does that sound like high quality right there? Listen. Yeah, that's nice right there. Titanium billeted basically makes it just the knife and the 2 billets. I mean, the 2 handles. And this thing is a bad bitch. And honestly, I think it's just a loss leader for them. They ain't making much on it because this thing takes machining out the ass. And I appreciate all the hard work that goes into it because, damn, it is beautiful. And I am proud to own it. All right, this was a quick overview of the collection. Sorry if I missed anything. Sorry if I was quick. Oh, this is S3AV steel. Yeah, sorry. I know. Things went quick, but I was in a rush. But I hope you liked it. Enjoy.